I'm Vaishnavi Tawde from E&TC. Today, I am here to give a presentation for my Data Analytic Lab oral examination. Now, this is the outline for what I am going to explain in this presentation. Question 1, Execution. Uh, Question 1, Execution. Replace the missing value. Question 2, I have to differentiate between the univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. Question 3 is finding methods, and also I have to execute the code for that. And question 4, starting distribution with the Python. So let's move forward. Um, this is my question 1. In that, the data is given here as data, name, age, gender, and marks are given. I have to display the data first of all. Then I have to compute the average and replace the missing values, and again display the data. So let's move towards our program. So this is a program. I have written the first of all a question that is given data and compute the average and replace the missing values and again display the data. So I have import there one library that is pandas and assign the data as it is given. After that, I have converted that into the data frame. That is a df is equals to pd into data frame. I have two data frame of data. So I have written their data and display the data. So let's execute up to this. After that, we will see. So we can see the data is arranged and data frame is created as the serial numbers, name, age, gender, and marks are given in this data frame. So from uh, importing the library up to display the data, I have written the code above as it is and add the code for computing average and replace the missing values. So to compute the average, I have written the code. C is equals to average is equals to 0. For else, I have written the marks because I want to calculate the average of marks. So I have written the marks and calculate the average, and after that replace the missing values. So I have store this replace missing values in df, and to replace this, I have written code that is none. I have replaced with value of average. So let's see what will be the execution output. So let's see. It is having 83.4, not having a none. Earlier we have seen the none. So this is a replacing numbers, replacing missing values. So let's move forward towards our PPT. This is a question. This is the difference between the univariant, bivariant, and multivariant. In the statistic, there are three kinds of techniques that are used in the data analysis, that are univariant, bivariant, and multivariants. So let's understand what is the univariant analysis. Univariant analysis is a basic kind of analysis techniques for a static data. So here the data contains just one variable and does not have to deal with the relationship of the causes and effect. Like for example, consider the survey of a classroom. The analyst would want to count the number of the boys and girls in the class. The data here simply talks about the number, which is single variable, and the variable quantity. The main objective of the univariant analysis is to describe the data in order to find out the patterns in the data. This is done by looking at the mean, mode, median, standard deviation dispersion, etc. Now, what is a bivariant? Bivariant analysis means the analysis of the bivariant data. This is a single bivariant data. This specific analysis that is used to find out the relation that exists between two sets. For example, systolic blood pressure and age. The column will have to age the person, and second column have to record their statistic blood pressure. The table needs to display in the graphical format to make some conclusion from it. The bivariant data is usually displayed through a scatter point. Uh, so, as this type of bivariant analysis is used, the main objective of this bivariant analysis is to explain the relation between the two simultaneous. The correlation coefficient of R is numerical value that ranges between the 1 to 1. Now, what is a multivariant analysis? Multivariant means more than two variables behind the resultant outcome. Anything that happens in the world or a business is not due to the one reason, but multiple reasons behind the outcome, known as the multivariant. The objective of the multivariants are reduction in data or simplification of the structure, grouping and sorting the data, testing and constructing the hypothesis. The method of the multivariant correlations analysis are used to set goals in the organizations. Let's move forward. This is the binding methods for a data smoothing in Python. What is meant by binding? Binding method is used to smoothing the data or handling the noise data. In this method, the data is first sorted and then the sorted value are distributed into the number. uh, Binding having a two main types, that are unsupervised binding and supervised binding. Also having into the subtypes, uh, that is unsupervised binding is having a two types, that is equal width binding and frequency width binding, and supervised binding is also having one subtype, that is entropy based binding. Next, how to create the beans using pandas, and how to create the specific given beans. So let's move towards our program. Let's assume that we have to we have to new we have to numerical variable and want to convert it to categorical by creating beans. uh, we will consider a random variable from the Poisson distribution with the parameter 20. So let's see. Um, uh, Here we have created here we have import three libraries, that is NumPy, Pandas, and Matplot. Um, Here 20, as we are giving a bin value, and 1000 is also, uh, and save it into the s variable, and data frame it, and give it name as a my counts, and print it. We have to also we have to also see the histogram, so we have add the one sentence, that is a df into histo, a df dot hist my count, we have to histogram of my count, so we have written there, and beans of tens. So let's execute this program. See, this is a my count, we have written this, uh, is here, so we have get this, and histogram for this. uh, I have written the above code as it is up to here, that is a df hist, uh, because I want to show again my my specific beans. So I have to display these beans 1 minus inf 15, bean 2 15 25, and bean 3 25 inf. So we have to write that in code. So I have written there as a bean minus nf, this is df uh, beans. So I have displayed this, and I have get the output as my count, my continuous beans, that is 18 23 15 13 and 19, and my specific beans are as it is. So and histograms also there because we have written there. So let's move again to our ppt. uh, Next is the sampling distribution. What is mean by the sampling distribution? uh, A sampling distribution refers to the probability distribution of the statistic that comes from choosing random samples of the given population, also known as the finite sample distribution. It represents the distribution of frequency for how spread apart various outcomes will be for a specific population. Uh, Next, this is the references I have used for execution and for code. Thank you so much.